This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.
Hey guys, how's it going? Matt from Foulball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope that you're doing well because I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you very much. This is the 60th episode of the MFer Podcast. Booyakasha. We are over the hump. We are closer to 100 than we are to 0. That's big. I feel accomplished. It's been a few months here where I've actually been hitting this show every week, and that is something. It's not a lot. It's what most would say the bare minimum, but I feel good about that, and I'm glad that you're here to join me on this journey. It means a lot. Hello, everybody. Hello, Sentient Dildo. Good to see you. Big Ship. What's crack-a-lacking? What's popping off? How you doing? Nadia. Hello, Nadia. I'll be talking about you tonight because of your horrible takes. It's good to see you. It's good to see you guys. Just as a reminder, this show is available anywhere you get podcasts. That includes iTunes, Spotify. Are there other podcast platforms? If there are, it's probably there. It's got very wide distribution. If you have it in your heart to go over there, give me a 5-star review, that would really help to boost the numbers and the profile of this show, this fledgling show, just trying to get off the ground, just flapping its wings so it can soar like an eagle. You know what I mean? Additionally, it's on X and Rumble, so please go check it out there, or promote it, or tell your friends, or share a clip, please. Just kidding. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Big Ship and all the members who keep growing because of Big Ship's patronage, which is very generous. I'm going to continue to try to come up with interesting ways beyond just the member stream to reward your generous offering. I think I'm going to do like a short secondary solo show just to throw it out there, just to have something going on. And like I said, me and Michael are going to be doing our little book chat, our little book club. And we're doing meditations. So I think that might be this week. Might be Wednesday. Not sure. No promises. No guarantees. No guarantees. But yes. No, but I'll happily waste my time giving you a Lone Star review. Thanks a lot. That means a lot. Still do. Appreciate you, pal. Appreciate you, buddy. So why did Nadia have terrible takes? I'll tell you why Nadia has terrible takes. It's not just because of aliens, which is the craziest one I've ever heard. However, I can maybe understand in critiquing the cinematography. Movie feels a little claustrophobic would maybe be the only thing I could argue. Other than that, it's a masterpiece. No, I have been balls deep in Severance. I have been crazy. I rewatched the entire first season, and then I watched the episodes from the second season, 1 and 2. I watched them both twice. In addition to that, I've probably watched as much or more lore content on YouTube. Very rich YouTube community, the Severance folk. I found this guy, the Nautilus Files, I believe, and he goes over every nook and cranny in that show and scratches the surface and, spotlights interesting fan theory. But Nadia on Twitter goes, it's boring. It's boring. I don't like it. Queen of the bad takes, Nadia. It is maybe the best show on TV. I won't spoil anything. Not a word, not a bit. But it is excellent. And episode 2 is so good. Because I watched the first episode of the new season and I was like, you're leaving me here. There's a lot of, I didn't know how I felt about it. It felt like a tad manipulative, and it just like, I was like, wait a minute. Like that, the last season ended on such a cliffhanger, and then you left years in between the payoff of that, and then what you give me was like no answers. How can you do that to me, you son of a bitch? But they really did pay it off this week. I think it's great. And like I said, I've just been voraciously consuming the lore content, which is numerous and fascinating and detailed, man. People really think about this show. It's very thought compelling. Maybe that's the problem, Nadia. Maybe it's just too intellectual for you. It's just over your head. It could be that. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to pass judgment. I'm just throwing theories out there, just like those Severance guys. Just throwing theories, just ideas. I don't know. Could be. What are you saying? It's predictable and drags out and thinks it's smarter than it actually is. Oh, the audacity. The audacity. What's predictable about it? It could be the most unique and different drama I've ever seen in my life. There's nothing predictable about it because it's so different. The whole concept is different. The dramatic turns everything is. And it has such much latitude to play with, where you can do so many different things that you couldn't possibly predict. Give me one example of something you predicted that you saw was coming, and you're like, "Oh wow, that was so how predictable." I'll wait. While I'll wait, bro. If you didn't see the wife twist coming, then who's smarter than who? That wasn't a twist. They show that almost immediately. You see, like in the first episode, you see a picture of his wife, and then you see what's her name in the thing. And how could you possibly have seen that coming? What evidence? What part of the world led you to believe that his dead wife also worked at Lumen in the severed floor? Why would you think that? Unless you're the type of person who's trying to figure things out. Like you're trying to be like, oh, you're trying to come up with every possible angle while you're watching the show. Which means, to me, Nadia, you're not actually watching the show. You're not sitting down there enjoying it, okay? Like a loyal, good fan. Hello, Low Spec. Good to see you, sir. You just said why. I just said why. I don't know. I mean, I guess if that's how you watch shows, I don't know. That doesn't interest me. I don't try to figure them out. If they telegraph it, okay. But I'm generally, if the storytelling is good, I'm just there for them to tell a story. I'm not trying to figure. You fell asleep twice during episode 2. Oh my God. Well, guys, I'll say this. If you agree with Nadia's take on aliens, you may agree with her take on Severance. If you don't agree with her take on aliens, because she's objectively wrong about that, I would say go check out Severance. I think it's the best thing going right now. I think it's the best show on TV. Hands down. I love it. It's so otherworldly and creepy and unique and opaque and kind of confusing. There's still so many questions. There's still so many mysteries left to be solved and unearthed. I really like it. Yeah, I never understand why this is like supposed to be some kind of an insult. Just hit your vape, pretty boy. You don't need any more brain cells, apparently. How is it an insult to call me pretty? How is that supposed to hurt my feelings? I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's brilliant, Nadia, but you can continue to have bad takes. It's fine. It's kind of what we expect. It's sort of your brand, really. Keep it up. I think it's working for you. Additionally, good to see you, Low Spec. I have been tearing through Deus Ex Mankind Evolve, which I did a little stream of, but I'm not really a huge fan of game streaming. I've done it a few times. It depends on the game. You need to have the right game. But when it's a storytelling game or one of those kind of immersive style games, like I just want to enjoy it. It's like that's my leisure time. And I feel like when I'm playing a game while I'm on stream, I feel this need to be like talking and engaging with the chat, and like I'm not really relaxed and enjoying it. Like I really really love certain video games. I find them very therapeutic and peaceful and rewarding. And I just was like, no, I just want to sit and enjoy this game. And boy, have I have torn through that game, and I am so just in love with it. I do think my initial criticism of it is accurate, though, that it is a little easy. It gets to the point where you get so good and the game's not really over yet that you could one-shot pretty much any villain in the game, and it's, with the exception of maybe boss fights. But it's still a great world. The world building is so good. What up, Zax? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. The world building is so good, and it's just such a fun game. And the incremental way they let you unlock your powers is so, like, it just makes you want to complete quests and hit the next marker so you can get the next praxis point and unlock your abilities. Those are some great games. As I was thinking about it, like Deus Ex, this one, the original, and then the most recent one from like 2016 or whatever, might be one of the best trilogy of games like ever that I can think of. I think there was another one in between this and the original Deus Ex. I never played it. I heard it got mixed reviews. I might go back and check it out, but it's one of the best. To me, it's just one of my favorite games. Game trilogies, the world building, the concepts, the conspiracy things. It's just so much fun. Just absolutely I absolutely like it. Love it. All right. What are you saying here, Nadia? I don't accept the slander without allowing me to come on and defend my takes. Sure, if you really want to come on and defend yourself here on this excellent show, that's fine. I'll send you the link right now. Big talker, huh? Yeah. Let's see if she's man enough to defend herself, to live up to her word. I'll send it to you right now, Nadia. Watch, I sent it to like the wrong person. All right, sent. Big talker. And Cindy saying, I don't like it because it's smat. It's just a bit different than the usual slop. It's extremely different from the usual slop. And it also is well written in the sense that it actually has like interesting concepts and a unique worldview and a different, and it's telling a story. Like it's truly telling a story, and it's like, it's mystery driven, but I don't feel like it's manipulative. I feel like a lot of shows that like are kind of mystery driven are just kind of leaving so much stuff opaque that it's like that's the whole compulsion for the shows. You just want to figure it out, and that's part of it. But the dialogue in this show is fantastic. The acting is fantastic. Like the fact that like Mark S is kind of playing like two different characters, or Adam Scott's playing two different characters, and so is there. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's to me, it's my favorite thing on TV, and I can't wait for more episodes. I just I don't really see the issue. I don't see it. Jesus fucking Christ! I hate mystery box shows. Yeah, they suck. Yes, Severance sucks. That's what we're talking about. Severance. Yeah, I hate mystery box shows too. It's like one that I got really into, and then I just kind of realized upon reflection that that's all it was Open Range, I think it was called. It was a Amazon show and had starred Josh Brolin, and it was really compelling. And then I just realized, I think this is all just bullshit. I don't really care where it goes, and you're lying to me. It was cool for a little while, but nah. Nah, what up, Papa Cotton? Good to see you, pal. Good to see you. Okay, what else? Okay, here's something interesting. Oh, She can't come on, so she'll just talk shit and act like, oh, I'm just slandering her without giving her a chance to respond. Chance given, bullshit delivered. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I thought, Nadia. That's what I thought. Well, I'll be on Zax's show tomorrow or Wednesday. Maybe you're there and you can defend your terrible take then. I don't know. That's it. Outer Range. Yeah. Yeah, I dropped out of range. Same reason. Yeah, just not awesome. Just not awesome. And that's a shame. And I don't like shows like that. And that's why it's so relieving to actually have a good show. I don't, it's so rare to have a show. There's nothing good out there anymore. They don't make content. It's all woke. Ugh. A lot of it is still, though. And it's a bummer. And I don't really feel like taking the risk on stuff. I'll get back into the Sheridan universe eventually. I'll get back into watching Tulsa King and Landman. I'll get there at some point, but I'm just not currently interested. I don't know. Matt, that show is so different. They replaced the mystery box with the mystery hole. Yeah. And then they just kept pulling crazy things out of left field. And I'm like, there's no way you're going to make this work. This is just lost again. And you're not paying off any of the initial mysteries. It's like, it's fine if you're, it's a mysterious show. Like Severance is mysterious, but they pay off things along the way while introducing new ones, or the big looming mysteries kind of just hang there and you're going to go chip away. Sort of one little bit of the picture comes into focus. Just don't fuck with me. Don't manipulate me. I don't like that. I don't like being manipulated. I remember very distinctly, I watched a movie years ago called Cash. I think it's a French movie, I believe. And it's by the same director as the guy who did Funny Games, I think. This is all kind of hazy. But anyway, and they adapted that for American audiences, and they loved it. Ate up that slop. American people are such sociopaths. Okay, all right, cool. And in the movie, there's this video that's delivered to the protagonist about that he's being filmed and followed around, and he doesn't know who's doing it. And the whole thing kind of becomes this sort of paranoid thriller where he doesn't know, who's doing it. Is it his former friend? Is it his ex-brother-in-law? What's the answer? And then you never get a resolution on it. And it's really kind of chilling because he just never really gets the answer to why it happened. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Then I listened to the commentary, and the director was like, yeah, no, I don't know. And you're like, you wrote it. It's your movie. If you don't know, then there is no one who did it. That's the most manipulative storytelling I could think of. You just introduce a mystery that is impossible to solve. So you lied. You just lied to us. You just made a movie where you just lied and manipulated the entire audience. I don't like that. Talk about sociopath. That's just cruel. It's that's not the point, man. If it's opaque, or it's kind of I should be able to at least piece it together upon further watching, or there should be you should at least know in your head who actually did it if you're telling the story. So you're not telling the story. It's just an exercise in manipulating me. Fuck you. I hate that shit. It's just so narcissistic. And it's just ha ha ha, those puppets will dance. It's oh, God. Horror, what are you saying, Natalie? Matt watches one show made for white feminist dudes. The one show made for white Severance? How is Severance made for white feminist dudes? What are you talking about? Defend that. What are you saying? I don't get it. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, don't manipulate me in my movies, you bastards. I take that seriously. I had a thought. And it's an idea, a question that I'm posing, because it hit me kind of profoundly earlier today. Do you guys think, have we morphed into an upvote and downvote culture? I feel like so much of the engagement online is either yes, I agree, or no, I don't agree. There's no kind of nuance in between the two. And I don't mean that as sort of a simple statement. I mean that in the sense have our brains kind of been reconditioned into a very black and white kind of world where it's literally just upvote, downvote. That's as much thought as we give things, or that's how we that's how everything is. And I realized this because there's a comment I had on 9gag, and the guy said something shitty back, and I had that expectation, and it was almost I felt the dull thud of it, it didn't hit, it just hit, and dropped. And then I decided to ignore the insult and just engage honestly. And I realized how prepared I was for that negativity to come. And I feel we all must feel like this. This must be kind of how the culture is right now. That it's really just like you see something, like or dislike. It's like, remember like YouTube used to have like a 5-star rating system, and now it's just up, down, and downvote. Then they got rid of downvote because, got to control the narrative somehow. But do you feel like there's something to that? Do you feel like we have become an upvote, downvote culture? I feel like that's true. I feel like that's kind of how I feel about things too. Like it's sort of like I either agree or disagree. Yes or no. Like not necessarily exploring the nuance or exploring where someone's coming from or the details of what they're saying to like kind of further understand them before I even decide to agree or disagree, which is what I think you're supposed to do if you're like a healthy human being. I'm not, but I think that's what you're supposed to do. And I don't know, it just sort of hit me kind of strongly. I feel like this is what our culture is right now. Upvote, downvote, agree, disagree. I'm done with you. Give me more. I don't know. I don't like this being presented as a deep topic. Hits dislike. I think I don't know if it's deep. Maybe deep's not the word. Complex. I think it's deep. It's a reflection of the entire society. Shut up. I have to defend myself. I'm getting all self-conscious. Well, maybe no, it is deep. It is deep. I know it's deep. I know what depth is. I think. I don't know. It occurred to me, and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was an interesting thought. I think I'm going to expand on this idea privately. You guys use AI? Do you guys use AI? Because I have been using AI a lot more. Wait, what are you saying there, Sergeant Dillo? The medium is the message. What's being said on social media is less important than how it conditions and changes us. Oh, well, that was a very intellectual response. The medium is the message. What's being said on social media is less important than how it conditions and changes us. Elaborate on said topic, sir. You've got 2 minutes. Go. Interesting. Not entirely sure what you mean there, but I am curious. See, look at that. I'm engaging in nuance. I'm not just upvoting or downvoting. I'm having a complex conversation with you, dildo. I'm having a complex conversation with a dildo. What is the world? Anyway, AI. I am all about AI right now. Like, I have been using Grok and ChatGPT so much more than Google. It hit me the other day. Googling's almost like archaic now. Like, it's almost like there's so much lag time between the actual Google and getting the result. Now, that sounds insane, but I'm realizing it's true, especially if I'm looking for just pure information, right? Like, if I'm like, what did Trump do today? Just go to Grok. What did Trump do today? And it gets me like a detailed bullet point. I don't need to go to like New York Post or some website, some news website, and parse through all the articles. It's just like organized. Tell me more about that story. It's like if I have to cross-reference data, I'm just like, okay, give me this fact. Okay, now this fact. Now cross-reference these two. What's the percentage of this? It's amazing. I really have found a use for it. I think for a long time I didn't really have a use for AI, or I didn't really understand like what the value of it was. It just kind of seemed like a neat fascination. But I'm learning that if you kind of think of it more as a search engine, and like, because basically, why are you searching for most things, right? You have a question you need answered. Now, obviously, if there's like a business locations, you need a interactive map and stuff like that, or a particular website you're looking for to go shop. Okay, obviously, Grok or ChatGPT doesn't stand in for that. But for just pure raw information, I absolutely love it. I totally see why all these tech nerds are like, this is the future. Because for a while, I'm like, I feel like these dorks are getting a little excited about kind of nothing. But now it's kind of like, it's the same way. I think we all had that eureka moment in like the mid 2000s. At least I know I did. And I felt like everyone else did too. Where it was just kind of like, oh, everything's on the internet. Like everything I need, every kind of anything I'd ever need a solution to or information about a particular topic. Like, it was, I think for a long time, it just sort of had like these rudimentary functions. You would shop on it kind of, but it'd usually be like eBay or something more obscure. We hadn't gotten to the point where we were like streaming all types of content, but you might find yourself on YouTube for a few hours watching some weird stuff. But For me, it was just a moment, just clarifying. I was like, oh, everything's there. If I need a new workout routine, that's there. If I need a recipe for something, like it was like, like it just opened up. And I feel like I had that moment with AI, where it's just like, oh, I can get so much more pure information so much faster, because it scours like 15 websites all at once, news websites, other posts. It just sums it all up for you. It's like so useful once you understand that. And I understand that. And I am on board. I don't know if that's going to be good for society, good for the country. I don't know what nefarious backdoor bullshit they're working into it. Could be something horrible. I don't know. But I've been so pro AI the past few weeks. And I think like the next time you're trying to like figure out how to, like if you have a question you need answered, something that needs to be solved, try ChatGPT, try Grok, see how it works out for you. Because I'm like, whoa, this shit is powerful. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Sentient dildo. Well, I'm still not convinced it's not AI. In modern media space, how we communicate is more important than what we communicate. So us always being on phones and plugged in is way more impactful than the shit we fight about online. I think that's true. I think there's like, we're comfortable with a very unprecedented level of social viciousness that I don't feel is super common in most parts of life. Right? Like I might see someone, I used to see this a lot. It's gone away. So there's a great pizza place here in town that I absolutely love called Buffalina. It's like the best pizza maybe I've ever had. And I've been to a lot of great pizza spots. I can't believe how good this place is. And every time I go, they do not disappoint. They used to, every employee would have their name and their pronouns on their name tag. And I was just like so annoying, It's like, all right, we got it. They don't do that anymore. Fucking A, Trump's America. But when I would, it would annoy me. But I would never say anything about it. I'd never be like, oh, fucking pronouns. Like I would never antagonize them. Yes, it annoyed me. Yes, I wish they wouldn't do it. But polite society, you don't do stuff like that. You treat people with dignity and human respect because they're your neighbors and it's society and that's what it is. Plus, it's awesome. What are you gonna do? But online, if I see someone with pronouns in their bio, you best believe I'm mocking them for that. That's my first. That's like one of the, I like, what is this dumb opinion? And then you go into like their profile, pronouns in the bio, opinion is irrelevant. It's so much. We just have a comfortability with being kind of vicious and unpleasant with one another online. And we wouldn't do that most of the time in real life. I do think it's conditioning us in a weird way. I think there's something to my upvote, downvote culture thing. Cotton Ministries grokked in my new avatar. Oh yeah, that's pretty wild. That's pretty cool. Some like creepy old wizard. Yeah, no, it's really powerful. I use the image generation stuff. It's pretty good. I was trying to use it this weekend to mock my friend who's an Eagles fan. Because the NFL playoffs were this weekend, and the Eagles are playing the Redskins, the Commanders. And I wanted to, they have there's a contingent of Redskins fans who wear like pig heads and pig ears and stuff like that. So I tried to get AI to make an anthropomorphic pig stomping on an anthropomorphic eagle as like go Skins. Because I just want the Eagles to lose. I don't really care about the Redskins. I just want Eagles to lose. They didn't. The Eagles won. But it didn't really work. It kind of worked, but it did. And I kept trying to adjust the prompts, and I find the image generation, and I've tried to make video generation with the AI stuff, and I never get. It always feels like it's about 40 or 50% there, but it's not even. I feel like it's never close. And I tweak the prompts, adjust the prompts, and it gives me something completely different, even though I just added to the original one. That, to me, I've seen really good AI content, but the one I have not been able to replicate it or use it in any productive way. Like I use it for a few things. Like I've used it for a few thumbnails, and I've used it for backgrounds and sketches that I've done. But most of that's out of focus, so you won't really see all the flaws that are in it, which are numerous. So I'm waiting for like Grok 3 or ChatGPT 5 or whatever. Maybe Dolly's the best one. I don't know, but I just haven't gotten the results I want, and a lot of it is nightmare fuel. A lot of it's like, oh God, why does he have 7 hands? Like it's creepy. Some of it, it's unsettling. So it's valuable. It's valuable in certain ways, and I don't think it's perfected everything that it's trying to do. Well, I mean, it will be though. I mean, I bet pretty soon we're going to get AI videos that are indistinguishable, that are really easy to make, and because now you can kind of tell there's like some kind of there's something too perfect about it. There's something too it's off. But I bet in the next 5 years, it's not going to be. This whole podcast could be AI. Dildo, it's changing us way more fundamentally than, let's say, red-blue politics. I think that's true. I've had a lot of very unpleasant political conversations in my life, I know I'm a bit combative at times, so might be me. Plus these fucking woke liberal women. But generally, people are not that vicious to one another. But online, there's no real interaction. And I'm just kind of used to it, I feel. I feel like you're a little bit more, a little bit more like, I don't know, like geared for war. You got your weapons out. Grand Wizard. What's with the Chinese open source AI everyone's spurring out about? I don't know. I read one article about it. We could let's ask AI. You know what? Let's do a live test of my AI praise. Let's see here. I'm going to go to Grok and I'm going to say, I'll even show you guys. I'll even live stream it. I'll show it in live and quick as it's happening. All right. What's with the Chinese AI? Everyone is spurging out about. 6 posts, 15 web pages. That's just so useful. The Chinese AI that's causing a stir is DeepSeek. It's causing a stir, particularly with their latest model, DeepSeek R1. Here's a breakdown of what's happening. Efficiency and cost. DeepSeek has managed to develop AI models that perform comparably to or even surpass some of the leading American AI models, like those from OpenAI, Meta, Google, but at significantly lower cost and using less powerful hardware. I guess the thing about AI is that it's expensive. Like every AI search is like something like it's like 10,000 times more expensive than a Google search or something like that. I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate, but I know it just takes a lot more processing power and a lot more hardware and a lot more space to do it on. So I guess that's part of it. Like I said, I'm not really sure, but I know that's something that they are like. I have a lot of windows open right now, so that they're like talking about. So it's like a big problem. This efficiency is partly due to U.S. export controls on high-end chips, which have forced Chinese developers to optimize their models to work with less. So I guess maybe it's just that the market didn't expect that they'd be able to make such powerful AI platforms or AI tools without using all the NVIDIA chips. And I guess not. DeepSeek R1 has shown impressive results across various benchmarks, sometimes even outperforming models like ChatGPT-4 and Llama 3.1 in tasks ranging from complex problem solving to math and coding. This performance, achieved with a fraction of the usual computing resources and budget, has alarmed the tech community in the U.S., questioning the necessity of massive investments in AI development. It is getting kind of weird, so I guess that's it. Central don't know why Algo is pushing that crap on me. It's a big story. Because apparently, like, the U.S. stock market, at least in the morning when I checked it, took like $1 trillion hit or something like that. I'm never quite sure what that means, but that was something that I read or something I saw. So it's kind of a big story. But it is getting weird, right? Like, I was trying to develop a cocktail like over the weekend with coffee and whiskey. Now, I work for a company that, they're hiring me for a kind of cocktail consultant. And that was one of the things they needed. And I was like, cool, on it. And so I worked up a few recipes, and they were pretty cool. I was like, nice, just gave them back, all positive, this, that, and the other. And then I was like, what does AI got to say about it? And so I went to ChatGPT, and I was like, give me a coffee cocktail with, whiskey, Montenegro, go. And it gave me one that was pretty similar to the one I made. And then it gave me like some other options, and I was like, there's a company called Death & Co., which is a really well-respected cocktail bar, and they make books about it and stuff like that. They make really good books. If you guys are not condescending dorks like I was engaging with last Thursday, where you were attacking me for drinking a classic cocktail, Thackeray, absolutely delicious. Get your fucking heads out of your ass and open your mind to the world of cocktails. But they're really respected, and so I was like, give me Death & Co. coffee cocktails, and they listed a bunch, and I was just like, whoa, like, so they give me a detailed recipe, and I was able to kind of like, oh, okay, use that, this, that, and the other, but I'm like, are we going to stop innovating? Like, are we all just going to, I was like, is everything we've accomplished, like, up until AI, and then we're just going to kind of use AI from here on out? Is that just going to be, like, is this like that moment? Is this that singularity moment? Like, if it can scour all information that's ever been, put out in a book or a website or a tweet, what does that mean for us in the future? It's going to feel like everything's been done. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's sort of scary. I'm like curious about to see where this is going to go, but I don't know. Dickery. You're better than that. You're better than that, big ship. Dickery, am I right? Probably full of cum. It wasn't. It was great. I was going to talk a little bit about football because I was like watching, like I said, the Eagles win. God damn it. And then I'm watching the Chiefs game playing the Bills, and I'm a Jets fan, so I'm more of a, generally I hate the Bills, but, in this particular contest, I'm so sick of the Chiefs. I really wanted them to, oh, thanks, Dodo. That looks cool. I'll check that out. I really wanted them to lose. I'm tired of them. I don't like them. I know it's a cliche, angry old man take, but I don't like the Taylor Swift thing. I don't like that girls are watching football for the wrong reason because it's just like the gossip and the whole, I hate it. I don't like it. Get it out of there. Chicks can come around on the Super Bowl and watch whatever dumb performer they throw up there. I don't care about that. But during the season, pretending like they're fans, talking about Kelsey and Taylor Swift, and you got to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. I really don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. It's not interesting to me. Please get rid of it. But the more the Chiefs stay in it, the more the more this shit gets pushed, and I can't take it. I'm really annoyed by it. And this weekend, so like I said, the Bills-Chiefs game, there were a few questionable calls. And I don't know how close you guys pay attention to football, but there's been a lot of speculation that the league, not speculation, there's been a lot of evidence that the league has really been, what's it called? Like cushioning the Chiefs so that they can keep pushing them because they had this huge surge in revenue once all the girls got involved. Like, I was listening to Jim and Sam, and there's a producer on there, Travis, and he was talking about his daughter, who's like 13 or something like that, 14, and she was saying, like, and he's like, she knows what's going on with the game, with the Chiefs, because now, like, these girls are, like, into it because of Taylor and Travis, and I'm like, I don't like it. But there were a few very controversial plays that happened this weekend. Matt is so happy. I'm a Jets fan, to be honest, Zach. So I'm not. I can't say my Giants, but I'd say of all football blunders, it could be one of the worst. I've never seen such a inept blunder in recent memory. I can't think of anything close to that. Basically, this guy Saquon Barkley is like this ferocious animal. I mean, he runs like crazy. He's done so well for the Eagles this year. And he used to be on the Giants, which is a team in the same division. So you basically just gave your rival this incredibly powerful tool, and boy, have they paid for it. I mean, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. They have a chance of winning, and a lot of it's on the back of a player you had last season. What the hell are you doing? I don't know. Stuff like that always kind of goes back to like when me and Vigilante would talk about the NFL being rigged. It's kind of, it's sort of... Does New York have 2 football teams? Are you serious? Are you fucking with me? Is this a joke? I didn't say that, Senshin Dildo, and I won't put that up there. That is my choice. I don't have to. Wait, here we go. Okay, so this is one of the plays that people were talking about that were sus. Do kids still say sus? Is that still a thing? This is Dave Portnoy put this out.
of all, this 3rd and 3 play, this spot is disgusting. Knees not down.
Okay. So for you guys don't know, this line here is the first down line. So when you cross that line with the ball, you get another 4 chances. Okay, this was the 3rd down play. Now, all that needs to be across is the ball, and you need to not be down. And you can see here, it very much appears that he is not down.
The biggest hose play. This spot is disgusting.
Like, it's close. He looks to be down there, and there the ball is like under him. That is pretty goddamn close. And you'll see, like, immediately.
Knees not down. That's a first down.
Right here.
So that spot off.
The judge.
That's a bad spot right there.
Gives him, like, takes some away, and then they challenge it, and then they don't give him. Now, that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's a pretty big deal. Then later on in the game was maybe the worst. Is it in this clip? Oh yeah, and this is the other. So yeah, so now it's 4th down. Now they're going for it on 4th down. They line up to go for it here.
The fact that these refs, who decides where? First of all, this is clearly a first.
That's another one. This is Dave Portnoy talking of Barstool Sports, and this is another one where it's like it's super close, but it looked good. They both look good to me watching it. I've been watching football for a long time, and this seems to be just more evidence that the league cushioning the results so that the Chiefs move forward, so a bunch of fucking tweens will watch football and Taylor Swift will come and they can sell tickets and blah, blah, blah.
This is clearly a first down.
Look like a first down to me.
Not even fucking close. And then what is this? That one ref is way past it. Another one's a foot off. You just randomly decide where you're throwing the football? Like, what if the other guy got the spot?
Yeah, that's Dave Portnoy spurring out. And then there was another one. Let me see if I can't find the catch, because this is even worse, because they actually reviewed this one, and it's like so that's bad. You're stopping a drive. I think they're in Chiefs territory. It's 4th down, so it gets turned over. Here we go. Okay, so this is a catch. Big catch, late in the game to kind of really help the Chiefs go up. So both players go up for the ball. They both catch it around the same time. If they both catch it, if it's a tie, it goes to the offense. That's the rule. Thing is, you have to make the catch with your hands. The ground cannot assist in a catch. This is not a new rule. This isn't like a development that the NFL has just recently introduced. This is a very well-known rule for a long time. And this play was reviewed, which means they went up to the booth, the refs saw this, and then they changed. They were like, yep, all good. All right, if this conspiracy blows big ship, let's just watch this.
Possession of that. So right there.
Okay, that Chiefs player does not have possession of that ball. If anyone does, the Bills guy does. This isn't a tie goes to the player kind of thing. This guy has possession. Let's finish the play.
He doesn't get the left. And
okay. Now no one has possession. Because if we're tying with the guy, this Chiefs guy definitely does not have possession.
And that ball hits
the ground.
I can see it because you can't completely say no, but that ball hits pretty. I don't know if you have possession for it.
The other thing you're saying is Worthy's pinning it there. Now when it comes down and it makes contact with the ground, does the ball...
Looks bad to me, man. I don't know. You might be right. Maybe we're just blowing it out of proportion, but it feels like it happens kind of a lot. It feels like it happens sort of all season, and it feels like it happens in the playoffs. It feels like there's a narrative here. Big shit. The league is the NFL. The NFL is 32 owners, so unless the theory accounts for why the Bills owner would prefer the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl or the team, I ain't buying it. They share revenue, dude. It's a revenue sharing league. If the whole league makes more money, they all make more money. It's not like the Chiefs get to keep all the money themselves. If the whole league makes more money, they all make more money. So they all have a vested interest in whatever the most profitable avenue is. So if the Chiefs bring in the most money, because a bunch of chicks are suddenly watching football, it works for them. Look, Mahomes is a great player. Patty Mahomes drives like an Italian. Is that a compliment? I think that's supposed to be a compliment. Mahomes is a great player. He's a great player. I mean, you can't fake all that. And they're a great team. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, come on. This happens, every year. Multiple times a year. It looks sus as fuck. That was 2 bad spots and 2 consecutive calls. It looked pretty good to me. And then this catch, that's not a catch. Unless you're saying the Bills guy caught it first and then they gave it over to the Chiefs player, but that's not how that works. I don't think. Maybe I don't know the rules, but I remember them talking about it during the broadcast, being like, I don't know, it doesn't look like a catch to me. Even the guys in the booth. Oh, dives like an Italian. Oh, that's funny. He flops. He flops like a soccer player. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you're right, big shit. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'll tell you what, it doesn't look good to me. It does not look good to me, and I am just sick of the Chiefs. I'm sick of Taylor Swift. I'm sick of all that being a part of football. I've never liked it. I don't want it there. Maybe I'm delusional. Mike DiCarlo, Packers got screwed on the first play of the game against Eagles. Didn't see that one. I mean, look, it does happen, It happens a lot. There's sometimes you just get away with calls. Sometimes there's, I've seen vicious holding calls where you're like, how was that not called? It's right in the pocket, right on the outside. The quarterback's right there. The lineman is clearly holding the guy, and the guy's pushing through, and he's holding it, and it's nothing. And the announcers don't even point it out. I've seen lots of bad calls. It's a tough game to call. It's a lot easier to see it from the camera than it is to be right there in the action, but I don't know. Me and Vigilante have talked about the NFL being rigged before, and like I said, with the fact that it's revenue sharing and they don't actually care who wins, just as long as they make the most money, it kind of benefits everybody. I don't know. I think there are big ship. I think there are a bunch of bad calls in every game. I just don't like the magnifying glass on the Chiefs rather than fixing the officiating across the board. We're all sick of the Chiefs. Yeah, okay, fair, fine. You know what? Then I'll just shut the fuck up. I'll just shut up then, okay? Is that what you want? Is that what you want from me? Yeah, officiating's bad. I think there's a lot of corruption. Not even corruption. I just think the league wants certain outcomes. It's there's certain things that you saw with Brady. There was always stuff like that happen with Brady. He got caught, blatantly cheating several times. And the league's don't do it anymore though, Tom. Okay, don't be reading the other team's signals. All right, don't be deflating the ball to give yourself an. Don't do that. Shame. Okay, we told him shame, so we're good, right? Everything's okay. All right, let's get back to printing money. They should get Taylor Swift to fix the officiating. Yes, they should. We should get more female refs in there. There's female refs, right? This looks so ridiculous when you see that. You're like, what is going on here? It's bring your daughter to work day. Come on. Get her off the field. We don't need female refs. We don't need female umps. Get out of here. Ridiculous. Okay. Okay, so here's something you guys might find interesting. Last week, me and Vigilante Williamson, we did a dissection as much as we could stomach. We had to pull the ripcord eventually, but we did a dissection of Tom McDonald's most recent music video with Roseanne Barr, and I thought my jokes were pretty funny about it. I mean, as I often do. But it was pretty funny. I thought, I was likening it to this feels like white buffoonery, like that. Now I know what it feels like when a black person sees a minstrel show. It's oh, this is really, I'm embarrassed, and you're making us look bad. Well, turns out Vigilante theorized that a lot of Tom McDonald's fanhood was ironic. I'm not willing to believe that anymore. I put the clip out on TikTok and I put it out on YouTube. And on TikTok, someone was like, how did I end up in the liberal side of TikTok? And I was like, you didn't. It's just the side where people have ears. where people can listen to what's being put out and then have the appropriate response, which is utter disgust and horror. And I got, you're just a hater. I got a lot of you're just a hater. A lot of people like telling me to shut the fuck up. Did you guys know this? Did you guys know he has real fans? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like, I thought it was just funny. I feel like I alienated people. Like, I guess they wanted me to be some kind of like pro everything MAGA mascot. That's not going to happen. If that's why you're here, I'll tell you right now, you can skedaddle. That ain't happening. But what? You guys like that? Me and Vidge strained and struggled to even get through that thing. We tried. It was physically painful. We couldn't even finish it. It's a 2-minute and 11-second video, and we could not finish that video. And then there's a lot of people out there, I guess they're like bumping it. I will say it had like a serpentine way of getting into my head. Like when I kept cutting up the clip, like I kept like it was replaying in my head. I was like, oh God, I hope this isn't some earworm that gets stuck there. That was rough. And I was very surprised to learn that, yeah, what do you know? Tom McDonald has genuine fans who will vocally attack critics. And there were jokes, right? Saying black minstrel show, I know what that feels like. That's a joke. I mean, that's fun. I think that's funny. They were not having it. None too pleased that I was taking out their king. Man, you don't like this cringe shit, you fucking lib. Yeah, I was as shocked as y'all. Didn't expect that at all. I thought, yeah, we'll just laugh along. It's a funny observation. Nope. I don't usually listen to rap, but this fella is speaking facts. Yeah. One of the only like kind of neutral comment I got was just all rap sucks. And it's just like, oh my God, I don't want you on my side. I don't want you on my side. It was wild. I was not expecting the Tom McDonald army to come out there. Oh, Big Ship, I saw the comments on the short, made me lol. Yeah. And they're on TikTok too. Like, then there's a lot of them. I was like, what? That's not the reaction I was expecting at all. Oh man, that was Wook. Papa Cotton. Yeah. It was wild, man. That was unexpected. Okay. And the last thing before I actually do like a news story, I just put a bunch of topics in a row. I was just gonna, go off on, prattle on about. I saw this thing. It was like, who's that? I can never remember her name, but Omar, the senator from, Minnesota or whatever, who's like Somali. She posted something on Twitter today. And I saw like Al Sharpton was doing something too. So I guess like Target has rolled back like their DEI stuff and so have a lot of companies. And so as they do, Al Sharpton and Omar, Ilman Omar, whatever her name is, a really obnoxious woman from The Squad. They want to boycott. They want to boycott Target because they're not doing their DEI stuff. And I was like, pretty funny how it's a private company and they can do whatever they want. How that argument just completely vanishes when it doesn't break your way. When it doesn't go your way, when you don't get what you want, you don't get to manipulate the narrative and force people into behaviors that they don't want to do and aren't profitable and alienate people unfairly. Once you can't do that, suddenly it's a private company and they can do what they want. No, never mind. Forget that. Hold zero water now. I remember hearing that about Twitter all the time. Facebook too. It's like, oh, well, they're a private company, so they don't have to adhere to the First Amendment. They can do whatever they want. Yeah, I guess they can do whatever they want when you like what they're doing, but they can't do whatever they want when you don't. All right. Yeah, very consistent. Very consistent. Nice to see how principled you are talking about these topics. But yes, was totally expected. Exactly. This doesn't make it any less obnoxious. Doesn't make it any less hypocritical and just like eye-rolly. Look, man, if I can, it's like that clip. I keep talking about it. But if I could just, you can just give me some good circuses, give me some good video games again, give me some good TV shows and movies. I'll probably stop paying attention. But you made me political. You made me radicalized. And now this is all there is. So this is what I'm consuming. I don't like it. I want Star Wars to be great again. You know? Massa. Make America Star Wars again? Never mind. Forget it. Al Sharpton is either 800 years old or an exception to the rule, black don't crack. Yeah. He looks like, remember in The Mummy? When, like, the mummy would, like, suck the life out of the guys and they'd go... That's what he looks like. He looks like a mummy just sucked out his life essence, but somehow they didn't take it all, and he's still walking around. You know, he didn't finish the job. The mummy's going to come back and finish the job, you know, in a few years, but right now he's just a walking corpse, a walking husk. Yeah. Bro, fuck Star Wars. Let that shit burn. What? Let that shit burn? Burn. Yeah, no, obviously. I mean, I'm over it, but it's just, I meant that as the general, give me good content, please, you know? I just, you know, I like it. I like good movies and television. I really do. But I feel like I just end up watching the same, like, 40 things over and over, and I want more. I want more. I want new things. I want exciting things. We have so much new and exciting technology we can do so many things with, but we don't get it, and I want it. And I'm not talented enough to make it, so you need to do it. Do it now! Do it now! YouTube censors that word, burn? YouTube censors the word burn. B-U-R-N? Are you kidding me? I wish I could, like, take it up with YouTube's manager and be like, what the fuck is this? I'm a paying customer. I pay for premium. I don't want that. There should be some kind of, like, you know, collective, a bunch of us demanding to speak to the manager. Cut this shit out. Stop. Oh my God. That's crazy. I cannot believe that. That is wild. Oh my word. All right. I saw something on the Daily Mail, which I thought was really interesting. Now, when I was in college, that was a while ago. That was probably like, 2005, 2006, around then. I was told, and by the way, I was a believer in this. I was told that many parts of the world, many parts of the United States, by the mid-2010s would be underwater if we didn't deal with this global warming situation. It was imminent danger. Icebergs were going to start melting, and water was going to start flooding our coastlines. And if we don't fix that now, we're all doomed, guys. Doomed! Well, I guess we fixed it. Because that didn't happen. And then I heard another date, and they were like, we might have got it wrong. But it's still coming. And then that date also didn't come. What I think happened, guys, I think we did it. I think George Bush mission accomplished this thing. Because I saw this article. Mar-a-Lago, that's Trump's, one of Trump's places, among swaths of U.S. predicted to be underwater by 2100. Guys, we pushed back global warming by 100 years. Woo! Woohoo! USA! 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 We did it, guys. We did it. We saved the planet and we stopped global warming. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. Doesn't that make you feel good? Doesn't that make you feel powerful? That when a collective gets together and really puts their mind to something, boy, can we can get things done. We pushed global warming back 100 years. As I heard it, it was going to be like 2014. The whole planet, doomed. Doomed. Hurricanes like you've never seen. Lightning storms from the Bible. Coasts flooded. People dead. Displaced. Of course, the poorest amongst us would be the most hardly hit. And boy, oh boy, we really banded together, guys. We fixed that problem and pushed it all the way back to the year 2100. We got another 75 years to go. We bought ourselves 75 years of more prosperity. Can you believe it? Us. Way to go, us. I am just so proud of myself, of you guys. Every time you recycled, every every time you took public transportation, every time you bought a gay-ass hybrid car or a smart car, like some kind of pussy, you helped fight global warming, and you won. You won. You were like Rocky in Rocky 2. You stood up there, and this time you beat the guy. Way to go. Give yourself a round of applause. Round of applause. Do a shot. Celebrate. Noisemakers. Throw yourself a party. You saved the planet. Way to go. Central Dildo. So what? You'll be able to grow grapes in Alaska? Just imagine the Alaskan red, Matt. Can you do that? Someone told me you could grow grapes in every state in America. I don't know if that's true. I think she might have just been a little excited. But someone told me that. I doubt it. But yeah, can't wait for Anchorage to Rosé to hit the shelves. I gotta be honest. There's a lot of bad American wine. I don't mean to be a hater, but there is. We do good sometimes, but there's a lot. I'm not like all that encouraged with like new wineries and stuff. I'm like, actually, slow down. I feel like some people already got that. Hollywood Matt died with that Acura acquisition. That's like the nail in the coffin. It's finally dead. That was the last vestige of my old life. Rinsed. Yeah. I finally feel like a fully realized human being. I mean, I love my car. Don't get me wrong. Every day, I'm just like, God, I love this car. And it's good. It's a good feeling. I haven't taken it for granted. I'm certainly not, I love it. But honestly, if the smart car really wasn't that bad, it's nothing compared to this car. I love this thing. It doesn't have all, but I mean, I don't know. It worked. It drove everywhere I needed to drive. It had great gas mileage, easy to park. Yeah, I looked gay. Yeah, it was a hurdle to get through with dating women. Yeah, I accept all that. Yeah, I hit it. You're right. I did. All those things are true. But I don't know. Really, I don't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend buying one. Pretty sure that they discontinued that car wisely. It's terrible. It's so poorly it's so German. It was so over-engineered. Everything about it is just like so confusing, and so, like it would only work with all this ridiculous engineering, but then it's impossible to work on. It's impossible to fix. Every little thing is crammed in there. It's a stupid car, and it doesn't justify itself. When I first got it, I was like, this is gonna be, I'm gonna get 100 miles to the gallon on this thing. And I remember my girlfriend at the time drove a Honda Civic, and I looked at her gas mileage. I looked at my gas mileage. I was like, mine's only like 3 or 4 miles per gallon better, and she has a back seat and a trunk. What the fuck? They have an electric version now, but it's not that small. Yeah. I saw that Trump, one of the things he did with one of his executive orders was stopping the Biden 2030. Half of all cars need to be EV cars. Huge, dude. Huge. That's big. I like that. That was good. He did a lot of stuff, that Trump guy. A whole lot of stuff, man. He is kicking ass, taking names, not giving a shit. Not giving a shit. This ICE thing, I did not expect all the deportations to start that quick, boy. But like the day he got in there, man, he started taking names and kicking ass. It is pretty impressive. It's something for sure. It's one of those things where it's like, I want it to happen. Totally. And then you see it happening. You're like, whoa, it's really happening. Okay. That's wild. It's good. I mean, it has to. I mean, like it was so sick. Like, I was talking to my buddy last night, and I went to like the White House Instagram, and like the pinned post of the White House Instagram is all the dudes that had these terrible rap sheets that they got rid of, that they're deported already. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty badass flex. And apparently, a lot of people have already chosen to self-deport. A lot of people who are like illegal or whatever, who are kind of like, this is gonna get me too. I might as well just get the hell out of here. I was like, well, that's kind of sick. That's sort of helpful. And then there was like a march in what's it called? In Chicago. And it was like all these illegals who don't want to stay. And it was like, why would you gather? What if ICE just puts up a barrier around all of you? It's just like, all right, let's see some papers, people. And then you just all get deported. Why would you publicly be like, hey, I'm illegal and I don't want to go? Like, no, that's not an option, so you're out. Like, why would you let them know? I would be I'd be like, yeah, get rid of all those damn immigrants. I'm sick of them, you know. I'd act like I was like I'd wear a MAGA hat, you know. I'd be like, fuck them, just to blend in, you know, like the way they in Shaun of the Dead, the way they act like the zombies. I would totally blend in, play the part. Yeah, absolutely. I'm buying a pickup truck next week, you know. Go to the shooting range, you know. I would act all MAGA as hell. Tacos? No, I eat hot dogs. Hamburgers like a real American. What the fuck are you doing? Going out in public on the news. Like, seriously, like, why wouldn't what's his name, Tom Doman? What's his name? Why wouldn't he just put up barriers around the whole event and just be like, all right, get in line. Let's go. That's great. They're making the fucking cars gay. I don't like them putting things in the water making the fucking cars gay. I don't like it. I don't know. Tacos are basically American now. No, I was just going for the joke. I love tacos and burritos. Taco, burrito, burrito. I love them very much. I'm a big fan. Although I will say that California laps Texas in taco quality. It's not even close. Not even the same conversation, which I don't get. Because I look around and I see all these Mexican dudes and like, why aren't you making the tacos? Why aren't you making them good? In California, they're amazing. You go to any street taco, any truck, they're all great and they're cheap. And here I'm like, these stink. Like, these are not good and they're more expensive. And people are like, oh, these are so good. Like, they're not. They're fine. They're fine. Yeah, I don't really fuck with the tacos here too much because they're not that good. They're not as good as the California ones. One thing California did better was tacos. Wait, didn't I save it? Did I not save it? Did you guys? This story was everywhere, and I guess she took it down because it's not allowed to have empathy. But so you guys know who Selena Gomez is, big star, right? I put her in the thumbnail. She put out a video crying about her how sad all the migrants being deported were. How sad it made her. You know, poor Selena. Wait, hold on. Big ship. I make carnitas tacos from scratch. I need to find a Mexican so I can go head to head with them. Whoa. You guys don't have any Mexicans? Well, we got a lot. We got a whole surplus if you need some. They need a place to go too. And I hear you guys are pretty pro-migrant. So, you know, let's get them on a big boat and send them over to Australia. You know? So no, she put out this video. I'll just play it. I won't comment on it. And you guys just tell me what you think.
I want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
I'm no expert. I'm no psychic. I can't imagine what people are thinking. But I was an actor for 10, 15 years. And I know acting when I see it. I think she's acting. There's like little motions that she does with like her hand, but then looks through it. Like I think she's like, this is a performance. It's such a weird, it's so weird. I mean, she could genuinely be sad about it. It's possible. You know, she could be like a little wine drunk and like, yeah, Trump, you know. But I feel like they should submit this to the Academy because to me, it looks like a performance. I didn't buy it. I didn't feel moved at all. And typically, like, I have empathy when people cry. I feel it. You know, your humanity just sort of dials into it. I didn't feel that at all with this performance. Also, she starts it mid-cry, which is suspicious, don't you feel? Like you're in the middle of like crying about this and you're like, you know what I should do? I should pop on social media, share my tears with everyone, and then, you know, show how empathetic I am. That won't seem manipulative or disingenuous at all. Like, if you really cared, why wouldn't you compose yourself and then make like a real video, you know, saying how your heart goes out to these people and, you wish there was something you could do, and if anyone has like a link to a charity or whatever the fuck, like, why would you? This is just so performative. It's just so like me. Even though it's not happening to me, and I'm rich as hell, and this won't affect me in any way. I'm so sad. I'm so sad about it. And let me do little motions. Small time. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. She deleted it when she remembered the Oscar nominations have already gone out. That's pretty good. That was pretty funny. Said it'll please know that retarded movie of her already got 13 Oscar nominations. Which one? I remember thinking that I had the impulse, or like a momentary impulse, to press on the Oscar nominations, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't care about that. I don't give a shit about any of it. I watching football yesterday, I saw like all these movie trailers. I was like, those all look terrible. They don't. It's not like they look woke. They just look bad. Like they look like they're trying to. Okay, we won't make it woke necessarily, like with like heavy-handed political messaging, but obviously they still need to be super diverse because we're all super enlightened, not racist people in Hollywood. And they look bad. Like there was with the kid from with Short Round, Like I really liked the movie. What was the movie that they did? Everything all the once, every time, all over the place. Whatever that movie was, all the things happening at the same time everywhere. Was that the name of it? It was something to that effect. I really liked that movie. I thought that was great. But the new whatever the hell he's doing, where he's like a martial arts expert and kicking the shit out of everybody. Not interested in it. Then there's the kid from what's that show? The Boys, and he's like not a superhero, but he can't feel pain, so that's like that's the movie he was doing. Then there's the movie with Robert Pattinson where they like make clones of you and you're called expendable and you can't die, that one was the only one where I was like, okay, but it just looks so cheesy and campy with the comedy. I was like, could you just, if you took it like a little more seriously, maybe I'd be interested. But I was like, and I wasn't watching these trailers to hate them. I wasn't like, what dumb shit are they up to now? I was just like, okay, let's see what's going on out here. I was like, man, these all look like shit. These all look bad. There's certain things like you see it and you don't need to know more. Like when I saw the Penguin trailer for the show, I was like, oh, I'm in. That looks good. Like you could just tell, you get like a feeling for it. These look just weak. Not obnoxious, not girl bossy, just lame. They just look bad. There's like, do they make good movies anymore? Like I swear I haven't seen them. I don't know. Amelia Perez. Yo no sé who Amelia Perez is. The one about 4 women seeking happiness or some gay shit like that. Well, I haven't heard about this. I have not heard anything about Selena Gomez's gay movie about women getting happy or whatever. Let's see. Selena Gomez Oscar movie. What? This says The Big Short. No, that can't be right. What is this? Come on, answer the question. Oh, the name of the movie is Amelia Perez? I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. Oh, it's a movie. Oh, okay. Musical thriller. Yikes. From Renegade Auteur. I mean, could you come up with a more pretentious description of someone? From Renegade Auteur, Jacques Audaud. He's a renegade auteur. He's not just an auteur. He's a renegade, man. He breaks all the conventions. That is so douchey. Oh, my God. The Google users, 29% have liked this movie. That means 81% did not. It's got a 6.1 on IMDb. And even on Rotten Tomatoes, it's only got a 74%. 13 Oscar noms and only has 74% on the captured shill-ass media. This must suck. It's a musical crime comedy film based on an opera. Oh, God. Won the jury prize at Cannes, whatever. Yeah, Zoe Saldana's in it. That's the other thing too. I'm so sick of seeing the people in it. Maybe I've just gone through such a like resentment of Hollywood for so long that when I see people I recognize, I'm like, oh, that douchebag, oh, that loser. It's like, oh, well, this will stink. You know? It's like the opposite of a box office draw. It's just like, no, never mind. I'm not really into it. I don't know. Looks bad. I could care less about what the Oscars think are good. I mean, they made an announcement, a few years ago. This was like even pre-pandemic, they made this announcement where it's like, oh, the Oscars you have to be this diverse in your crew, this diverse in your movies to even be considered. You're like, oh, okay, so no more good movies. Okay, cool. Awesome. What is a musical crime, Tom McDonald? Don't be saying that. Don't be saying that about Tom McDonald. His squad will come for you. They came for me. You don't need that smoke, listless. You don't need that smoke. The Tom McDonald army is strong. They roll deep. Oof. All right. Zax, if you really cared, you'd buy a huge ranch in Mexico and give it to free range deportees. I'm sure there's plenty she could do. I'm not going to tell her what to do with her money, but I mean, you're just going to go on and cry about it. I'm sure there's something you could do. That's actually a pretty decent idea. Buy like an entire town, call it Selena Gomezville, and send all the, wayward refugees there. I'm kind of racist, but it's just a hobby. That's funny. You want an ICE reality show? Fucking cruel. A big clapback was, why aren't you deporting Canadians? Like, please do. Canadians? Do we have any runaway Canadians here? Don't get rid of my Ryan Long and Danny Polshuk. I'll be very sad. That'll make me very sad. Although they could probably still do the boys cast from Canada, but don't do that. Don't get rid of them. I like them. They can stay. That's the trans one, Matt. The dude that was nominated for lead actress. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Like I said, who cares? It's the Oscars. Like, I don't, You're like, okay, the Oscars are going to suck. Sure. No shock. No surprise. Like, okay, yeah, all right, go for it. Way to go. Way to read the culture. I will say, one of the things that Trump did that I was like, I don't know about that one, where trans people are banned from the military now. I'm like, banned? I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's a little weird. Like, I don't know how it practically plays out. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like identify as a girl, do you go in the girls' barracks or whatever? If that's the case, then yeah, I get it. But I don't know. I was like, if they want to serve and they can pass the tests and they can, hold a rifle and point it at some, whoever Israel wants us to fight, then that's their right. I don't know. I found that one to be a bit odd. I wasn't crazy about that. Not paying for transgender surgeries, sure. Not paying for gender affirming care, all good. I think the military shouldn't do that. But if they want to serve and they can, I mean, you still have to treat them by their biological sex, right? It's like if you're born a guy, you're with the guys. And if they make fun of you, there's nothing we can do about that. It's the military. And same thing with chicks. But outright banning them? I don't know. That one stuck with me a little odd. Also, I just feel like it's such an easy one for your critics to run with. I don't really care. I mean, what are trans people, like 1% of the population or something like that? It just still seems, I don't know. Wasn't crazy about that. Renegade autist. That's pretty good. Trans people are our friends. Yes, absolutely. We know this from Crackboy Mental. God, I want to get him on the podcast so bad. I want Crackboy Mental on this podcast. I want to talk to him. I did not see any way on any of his socials or anything to get in contact with him. If he follows anyone back, please, on my behalf, ask him if he'll do the show. I would love to talk to Crackboy Mental so much. I want him to be on the show, not in some sort of gay way. Jesus. What do we? Yeah, but tiers are free of cost. Good point. Exactly. Yeah, you can just go on and virtue signal. I mean, that's what everyone, that's what's been going on for so long. I was wrong. Hollywood Matt is still in there. I just don't. Who cares? I look, whatever you want to do to your body, it's not really my place to tell you what to do. I feel like we should be able to criticize you a little bit more because somehow there's some protected class where there's like a shield around them. And I feel like I should be able to if I want to say you're mentally ill, I feel like I shouldn't go to jail for that. But if they want to serve and, they're in the same barracks, I don't know. I don't really know what the big deal is. Listless says, I feel like having them in the military is weird. I mean, they're probably, mentally ill, at least to some degree. So maybe that's like a bad thing in general. I don't know. Maybe it's just one I just don't really understand or haven't given like a whole lot of thought to. So I'm curious about it, but I don't really know. I don't deport Crowder. Yeah, I'm okay with that one. You could have Crowder back. That's fine. You can get rid of him. And Aziz. Wait, no, Aziz isn't Canadian, is he? No, he's from like South Carolina or something like that. All right, never mind. But can we deport Aziz? Was that possible? Can we get rid of John Oliver? That'd be tight. Get rid of these dudes? That'd be sick. Let's go. Not sure how many illegal Canadians are sneaking across the border. I don't know. So you're a man who thinks he's a woman. You want to be an F-16 pilot? Yeah. All right. I mean, that's a fair point. You want to fly this $4 billion aircraft with enough ordnance to wipe out a city block? Yeah, okay. I mean, that's a fair point. But, I feel like they're not flying F-16s. Do we even have F-16s anymore? Oh, yeah, we do. I'm thinking F-14s. Yeah, I don't, I don't know. I mean, if they want to do it and they can do it, we just have them to the same standard. And you got to bunk with the sex that you're born in. It probably is just a big hassle they probably don't want to deal with. Listen, I've known some trans people in my life, and kind of without exception, even the ones that are cool at first, eventually they become a pain in the ass. Eventually there's something about them where you're just like, ugh, God. You try to be decent and nice and treat them like individuals and human beings, but sometimes you're just like, oh, fucking shut up. Like I worked with this girl, born a guy, turned into a girl, won't use her name. And, I liked her. I really did. I thought she was good at her job. She worked very hard, behind the bar. She was like always coming up with creative ideas. And it just kind of felt like, yeah, this is weird, but it's not disrupting service. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother the guests. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. But after a while, she would always talk in this real low voice, because she was trans and like that was part of her like gender affirming identity. But like in a loud restaurant, you don't really have that luxury. You do need to speak up. I need to be able to hear you. The guests need to be able to hear you. And she refused to actually raise her voice because it would make her sound more masculine. You're like, ugh, okay then, this is annoying. All your good qualities are really undercut by this one thing, which is stupid, which is to just speak. Please use your voice, Please be loud. This is a loud bar. I need to be able to hear you. The guests need to be able to hear you. This is our job. And it's like, that is more important to you as your gender identity. Duh. This fucking costume you've got on. It's like, this is stupid. I don't like it. Like, it's obnoxious. It's like, I'm giving you all the benefit of the doubt. I'm treating you completely like an equal. And then this happens. And now it's just like, come on, just speak up. Do your job. That's what's the most important thing here is do your job. So maybe in the military, it's the same kind of thing. I don't know. Zax, I think the trans ban was partially to avoid paying for surgery and meds. Look, I think that should never have been on the table. Why is that a thing we would ever do? Why would the military pay for that and the medication? You want to, play make-believe and masquerade? Go ahead, but it should be on your dime. Why is that our problem? Who cares? Dudes in the trench, I guess. Hey, look, if that's how they feel about it, that's how they feel about it. It felt weird to me. But if it's like the consensus, it's the consensus, I mean, not that we fight in trenches anymore, Ascension Dildo, but you know what I mean? Like, it's, I see your point. And if that's how people feel about it and it's weird, it makes them uncomfortable, it's okay. It's a weird one, for sure. It's a weird one, kind of overall, so I don't know. Give them an apron and a broom. They can sweep for mines. You're talking about a trans genocide, Zach. So you want to kill those people. You want them all dead. Aziz, a very popular name in Canada, eh? As I understand it, it's become quite popular. A lot of Patels there now, suddenly. When I picture a military, it's just dudes with guns. Or drones now, I guess. Yeah. Listen, when I invade a sovereign nation and level it, I want the men doing it to be straight. I don't want to commit war crimes with trans people. Are you kidding me? Listen, if we're going to impart our big American dick on the world and slaughter untold millions for the benefit of a small contingent of military contractors, those motherfuckers better know what gender they are. Do you understand? Do you get that? Are you with the program? Okay? God, next time we dismantle a dictatorship and install a democracy that's friendly to Northrop Gunrum and fucking Halliburton, okay? The people doing it better have their generals they were born with. All right? Otherwise, I don't know what kind of a patriot you are. I don't want any trans people committing war crimes, okay? Only white American men commit war crimes. You understand me? It's America. Son of a bitch. Listless. I tried having a friendly conversation with one once, and they were just weird and cringy. I mean, yeah, look, that's happened. It's weird. It's a weird thing they're doing. It's a weird way to live in the world, right? To do that to yourself, like give yourself hormones and all that. It's very odd. It's very strange. Most people find that extremely strange. I don't feel like we've ever gotten past it to a point of acceptance. Because you're like, yeah, but you're not, though. Like, no one buys it. You know, no, we're not buying it. It was guy to girl one. Those are the most common. Central infantry backpacks are already heavy enough. They don't need any extra weights of trans women's maxi pads. Yeah. Yeah, show the world that big American trans dick. Oh, boy. Anything else today? Anything? You can buy a car on Amazon now. Did you know this? I just saw this. I was like, had my Amazon app open, and it was like, want to shop for a Hyundai? I was like, what? I can buy a car on Amazon now? Oh, wow, that really is a convenient app, man. It's got absolutely everything you could ever want. A car. Man, pretty wild. Don't really have much else on that. I was just very like, whoa, that's a whole new development. It's a brave new world out there. Brave new world. You treat them like a girl and they just start acting at you weird. Yeah, I remember in LA, me and my buddy, we were kind of buzzed and we were sitting on the stoop of my apartment, and these two chicks like called us over and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And like they were, these girls were, like hitting on us or whatever. And it was like, I kind of started to piece it together, like, because they look good, to be honest. But then all of a sudden you're like, oh, these are dudes. Oh, okay. But on first impression, I was tricked. That's why they call them traps for a reason. But there was just certain things that they were doing where it was just like, it's like a horny guy's idea of a girl, but it's like, this isn't how girls speak. They were like, I was like, oh, what were you guys up to tonight? And they're like, oh, we were at the club. But couldn't find any fun there. I was like, oh, what were you looking for? She goes, some dick. I was just like, really? And there was just none there, huh? That's too bad. It was just so like aggressive. You're like, women don't behave like that. That's not how a woman acts, It was just so, but I'd say honestly, pretty convincing, If they acted more like chicks, could have got me. I don't know. I was surprised. I don't encounter many of them in the wild. Shocker, I know. I don't see them as much anymore. But when I first moved to Austin in 2021, I saw way more trans people here in Austin than I ever did in LA. You'd run into them in LA, you'd see them, but I was like, I couldn't believe how many were in Austin. They're everywhere. I was like, this is wild. What's that about? Is it because like Austin's like the only blue city, or the only kind of like what's considered like the blue city in all of Texas? So every, freak comes here. I don't know. It was surprising. I didn't really expect it. I did not really expect it. Sounds like it was written by Whitney Cummings. Even Whitney Cummings is a little more. It was so hostile. It was almost like a porn. You're like, this isn't. Women don't communicate like this. Okay. All right. I guess that's gonna do it for today's show, y'all. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the MFer Podcast, episode 60. Just as a reminder, I'm on X. Follow me on X, please. I get zero traction on that damn platform. I try, and no one cares. I mean, nothing. No love. No love. Oh, you know what else I forgot to say? Last week's episode with Vigilante Williamson, most watched episode of this podcast ever. 500 views. That was pretty cool. I was actually like, shit. I think it had mostly to do with Trump's inauguration, but I'll take it. I don't care why. Thought that was rad. You know, I hope that means trending upward growth. We'll see. But I'm on Rumble. I'm on X. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. Go there. Or you can find this podcast anywhere you get podcasts. Spotify, iTunes. And if you're feeling extra generous, leave a 5-star review for me. If not, whatever, man. I appreciate that you're here. I enjoy you. You guys are fun. I love doing this show. You guys are awesome. Big ship. And all the members. Got a whole bunch of members. Thank you, to all y'all. It means a lot. It's been really fun. It's been a whole ball. It's been a whole thing. Might be doing the show with Michael on Wednesday, the book club. Come check out we're going to talk about Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys soon. Ta freaking ta.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah, boy!